Greetings and salutations from central Louisiana, about 4 miles west of Dry Prong. And it is an overcast but pleasant day here, and we all are enjoying it as a change. Temperatures have been fluctuating wildly from down in the 30s at night up to the 80s in the day at times. But I guess that's a forewarning of spring to come here in central Louisiana. Today is just a mixed potpourri of stuff. This, as I'm going to turn the camera that way. As I turn the camera this way and look, this is my witch's brew, I call it. It is 10% vinegar. It's commercial grade that you get from food services folks. And I've tried Evapor Rust and I've tried vinegar, whereas Evapor Rust does work, and I give them kudos for that. Vinegar for me works 10 times better, and it's cheaper, and for an old folk like me on a fixed budget, cheaper is better. But anyway, I have been working the last few days on various parts on this 1946 John Deere B. I have found with my research that this carburetor I have here in the vinegar, getting some of this rust off of it since it's cast iron. It's the bowl, the fuel bowl. It is actually off of Farmall A, dual fuel, but we'll work on the B. Here we are again. Like I say, we're 4 miles west of Dry Prong in central Louisiana. And this is an update on my progress with the John Deere 1946B. As you see, I have torn down this Marvel Schrader carburetor down to its bare essence, which is this bronze or brass body. It is a DLTX8 carburetor, and it has been interesting trying to find rebuild parts on it because they are not easy to come up with. I have stripped down, I've watched little Rachel's video on YouTube, and I have stripped it down, pulling out all the drill plugs to open up the passages so I can clean them out. Somebody had been into this one before. It had partially been refurbished, and I had looked at it, and these are the screws that hold the pin that is the pivot point for the float. See if I can come up with this other one. There's the other one there. If you notice this one, whoever's been in here before put Teflon tape on it, and part of the reason they did was they had boogered the screws so bad that I had to come back even after putting some heat on them and tap them back out with a chisel point to get them back around and out. Of course, I intend to replace these, so that shouldn't be a major issue. Like I say, the fuel flow pin here is relatively new, which explains part of what somebody else has already been in there. So, but you know, this is something I've never done before, and we got all the plugs out here except for one right there at the end of my finger, and it would not budge even with heat and praying and cussing and whatever else it took to it. So what I ended up doing, I had to drill it out and re-tap it. It's like most of the project the Beard Boys do. We look at it and say, let's go do this. And somebody says, you can't do that. And normally what the comment between my sons and I is, well, why not? We've never stopped us before. It doesn't matter how difficult it is, we'll find a way to do it. But there is the carburetor down, stripped down to this point. Here's the fuel bowl. Of interest, the fuel bowl is cast iron, and the carburetor body is brass or bronze, which I'm not sure. It might be interesting to see somebody have one that's super polished up, then with the John Deere green on the fuel bowl. But this one will probably get put back together as just a John Deere green on the fuel bowl. But that's my status today on the John Deere 1946B. This is where I am.